I'm gearing up to compare my wildest expectations for the Paris 2024 Olympics closing ceremony with the reality of what actually happens. Let's see if they match. The Olympics have always been a symbol of unity, a celebration of athleticism, and a platform for countries to showcase their culture. And when you add the city of love, Paris, to the mix, you get a recipe for something truly unforgettable. The 2024 Olympics closing ceremony in Paris was always going to be a spectacle, and I couldn't wait to see how the French capital would put its own spin on this iconic event. The anticipation was palpable, and expectations were running high. We were all hoping to see a dazzling display of French culture, from the iconic Eiffel Tower to the romantic Seine River. We expected to be treated to world-class performances, showcasing the best of French music, dance, and art. And, of course, we were all curious to see how the Olympic athletes would be celebrated and honored during the ceremony. The rumor mill was churning out rumors of potential surprise guests, from French superstars to international celebrities. The question on everyone's mind was, would the ceremony live up to its lofty expectations? One thing was certain, Paris was going to bring its A-game. The city is famous for its stunning fashion sense, exquisite cuisine, and rich history, so we were all expecting a ceremony that would reflect those values. We were also hoping to see some nods to French history and heritage, from the Renaissance to the modern era. And let's not forget the Olympic athletes themselves. We were all eager to see how they would be involved in the ceremony and what kind of farewell they would be given. As the ceremony drew near, the excitement reached a fever pitch. Would we see a reenactment of the famous French Revolution? Would the Eiffel Tower be incorporated into the show in some way? The possibilities were endless, and everyone was on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what the French had in store for us. After all, this was the Olympics, and we were all expecting something truly special. The moment of truth finally arrived, and the ceremony kicked off in style. The stadium erupted into cheers and applause as the French flag was proudly displayed, accompanied by a stirring rendition of the national anthem. The atmosphere was electric, and we were all ready to be wowed by the spectacle that was about to unfold. But would it live up to our lofty expectations? That was the million-dollar question. The ceremony got off to a flying start, with a stunning display of French artistry and creativity. The choreography was slick, the costumes were dazzling, and the music was infectious. We were treated to a visual feast of French culture, from the famous can-can dancers to a reenactment of the iconic Impressionist era. It was clear that the French had pulled out all the stops to create a truly unforgettable experience. But as the ceremony progressed, it became clear that some of our expectations weren't quite met. The rumored surprise guests failed to materialize, and some of the performances felt a bit disjointed. The Olympic athletes, who we were all expecting to play a starring role, were somewhat relegated to the sidelines. It was clear that the organizers had taken some creative risks, but not all of them had paid off. As the dust settled and the ceremony drew to a close, it was clear that opinions were divided. Some people were raving about the spectacle, praising its originality and creativity. Others were left feeling underwhelmed, wondering why certain elements hadn't been executed better. The Olympic athletes themselves seemed to be having the time of their lives, but even they couldn't help but comment on the ceremony's shortcomings. The aftermath of the ceremony saw a flurry of comments and reactions on social media, with people weighing in on what they loved and hated about the show. Some praised the ceremony's bravery and willingness to take risks, while others lamented its lack of cohesion and focus. As for me, I was left feeling a bit torn. On the one hand, I was blown away by the sheer scale and ambition of the ceremony. On the other hand, I couldn't help but feel that some of our expectations had been left unfulfilled. In the end, the 2024 Olympics closing ceremony in Paris was a true spectacle, but one that didn't quite live up to its lofty expectations. It was a celebration of French culture, athleticism, and creativity, but also a reminder that even the best-laid plans can go awry. As we look back on the ceremony, we're reminded that sometimes, reality can be just as amazing as our expectations, even if it doesn't quite match them. So, what did you guys think of the ceremony? Did it live up to your expectations, or were you left feeling a bit underwhelmed? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my other videos covering the Olympics and all the excitement surrounding this incredible event.